Women who left a rich guy, why did you do it? He couldn't understand I wanted to keep my financial independence and thus had to keep working. I broke up with him because he was an asshole who felt he was never wrong. My mom was so upset I broke up with him. She told me that money was more important than love and I should stay with him regardless of my feelings. So glad I didn't listen to her. He used his wealth and spoiling me materialistically as a means to justify compensate for his controlling and possessive behavior that suffocated me until I left. He would take me on surprise holidays, etc. But it doesn't matter in the end if he's not treating you right on a human level. He was emotionally unintelligent, entitled, and quite narcissistic. How they treat your emotions, their character, and how they respect you as a human being ultimately matters more than money. He kept bragging about dad's money and that he will take over the company. It was embarrassing and I realized I could never fall in love with him. I broke it off 3 months and after he asked me to go on a 1-month cruise with him and his family fully paid for me. I decided that it just wouldn't be right for me to go on that cruise knowing I wanted to break it off. I'm still very proud of myself for making that choice at 22 as someone who grew up poor and never even been on holiday. Never mind a different country. It was my dream to travel, but it worked out well because now I get to travel due to my own hard work. He wanted me to leave college, leave the country, and marry him. He was obsessed with my virginity and fertility. He refused to kiss me to preserve our martial night of bliss. He often told me he loved me because I was trainable and he could guide and mold me. After 3 weeks of dating, he proposed. The diamond was massive. He showed me what would be my new home. He still owns the property and car with a driver. He had already purchased jewelry and chosen and few wedding dresses. It felt weird to me. I was 19, he was 40. He had never raised his voice or laid a hand on me, but it felt imminent. When I said no to his proposal, he immediately called me old and fat and said he would find a young beautiful wife. I still shuddered to think about that last sentence. I remember saying insert name, I'm 19. What are you going to do? Go to a high school? He didn't respond. He's now even more wealthy and still alone. Because I wanted a relationship, not a wallet. He kept offering to buy me things, I just wanted us to be together. Only thing I ever asked for was a 90 kitten who was destined to be destroyed. Made it clear this was the only time I was going to ask him to buy me anything, and it was to save this funny little kitten. Spoiled brat and not responsible. Because he's abusive in his loft in Berlin, just like he was in his 10 square meters poverty tourism dorm room. Control freak? I didn't know he had money when we got together. Unfortunately, having money didn't make up for his deeply problematic personality and the fact he always had to one-up me. I'm not a woman who left a rich guy. I'm a man who left a rich woman. She was a dick. She was always mean, the smallest thing made her mad, and because she never really had to worry about things and repercussions, that let herself think it's okay to just go apeshit crazy and then provide gifts and sex to apologize. Sex was cool, but damn she was mean. Toxic AF, and thinks he's always the victim. He cheated and then beat me when he got caught. Huge victim complex. Felt like the world owed him something because he did everything right and still wasn't happy. Money's great, but it can't replace feeling appreciated or truly connected to someone. Some women leave because they want more than just a cushy life. You want a partner who's emotionally supportive and makes them feel valued. At the end of the day, no amount of wealth can fix a relationship that doesn't make you happy. Because to him I was an acquisition, not a partner. I was there only to checkmark a box on his list, and once he had me he put very little effort into caring whether I was happy or not. The only times he'd get emotionally invested is if he thought I wasn't acting exactly the way he wanted me to. Example, I was feeling tired and ill and wanted to stay home from a long weekend away with his friends. That resulted in a long argument and gaslighting me until I relented and went, and then he was mad that I didn't act like I was having a good time. Because I wasn't, I was sick. Edited for typos. He used to give me benzos unknowingly and have sex with me. Apparently he just liked it better when I was unconscious. I did speak to the police, but it would be hard to prove, he said, she said. Reading these I realize a lot of rich people are not well-adjusted individuals. He is an alcoholic. I could not deal with coming home to vomit everywhere and taking care of his new wound of the week. It was also embarrassing in public and seeing people shoot glances at me. Also, he had the audacity to brag about how women want him. Left the second he said that. If you marry for money, you'll earn every penny of it.